Hi, today we will be focusing on multidimensional limberness around the hip joint, because how the pelvis moves around the femur, the leg bone, can really affect the tension within the pelvic floor muscles. For today's class, I will be using Slings myofascial massage balls. Specifically these massage balls because the gnomes, as you can see, are slightly rounded, so they allow the gentle stimulation even in the really sensitive areas. Also, they can help to promote hydration and glide of our fascia. So let's get you starting laying down on your back. As always, I recommend you to have a head support. How high it's going to be depends on how you feel. So if this kind of pillow is too low for you, that you feel tension on your neck and your shoulders, please go for something higher. You can use a towel instead, a pillow, if you like. So let's have a seat facing the front of your mat. Elongate your spine. Place your hands behind the knees. Pull the heels towards your sit bones and feel how that elongates the whole spine. And then push the feet away from you, stationary, they're not actually moving, and feel how the force travels from your legs into your pelvis through the front line. One more time, pull the heels towards you. This is the back of the legs. The force is traveling through the back of your legs up to your sit bones and the back. And then push your feet away from you and feel the force traveling through the front line. Holding it here, engaging the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals. Lengthening the tailbone towards the pubic bone, tilting the pelvis back. Move your feet towards you and then easily bring yourself down on your mat. Adjust yourself if you need to, and we stay on our back. Turn your palms to the ceiling and create a little space under your armpits. First, we always, when we arrive on the mat, we tune into our body. How is your back feeling when you lay down on your back? Which parts of your back are in contact with your mat and which parts are not in contact with your mat? What about your feet? Do you feel you're grounded on both feet equally? How is your neck and your shoulders feeling? Do you feel any tension? And also tune in if you need to increase the height of your pillow. If you're feeling too much tension here, again, please go for a higher pillow. And let's start with the deep pelvic floor engagement. Tune into the pelvic floor muscles and connect your tailbone forward towards the pubic bone. Move your tailbone towards the pubic bone and your pubic bone towards your belly button. That will round your pelvis posteriorly, backwards. And then let go for the engagement, let go of the engagement, and then elongate through the front of your body. That will give you the sense of centeredness. Again, tailbone to the pubic bone and move the pubic bone towards the breastbone. Feel the tilt of your pelvis. And then you let go, reach the pubic bone away from you consciously in order to bring your pelvis into a more centered alignment. We will do it one more time. Engaging the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals. Moving your tailbone towards the pubic bone and your pubic bone towards your belly button, towards your breastbone. Then you let go. Move the pubic bone gently away from you to bring your pelvis into a more centered alignment. At this point, can you tune into your pelvic floor muscles and let go? As a reminder, when I say pelvic floor, I'm generally talking about the pelvic diaphragm. In order to feel where the pelvic diaphragm is in your mind, draw two lines. One line between the pubic bone, the front pelvic bone, and the tailbone. The other line is between two sit bones. Where these two lines cross each other, that's the center of the pelvic floor muscles. And when we engage the pelvic floor muscles, imagine we're pulling that crossing point where these two lines cross each other. We pull that point up towards the organs, up towards the rib cage. So when I'm laying down, it's not up towards the ceiling, it's really towards the upper body. And then let's reach to the massage balls. If you don't have the massage balls, you can do this video without them. But I highly recommend to get these balls while we're continuing working on the pelvic floor health and overall postural health. I will leave the link below. Right now, if you have them, use them. If you don't have them, of course, you will do it without them. No problem. Keep them in your hands, engaging the pelvic floor muscles. Move your tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone. Ground your feet. And then slowly articulate your spine to take your pelvis off your mat. Take two massage balls and place them underneath your pelvis. They will be next to each other and they will be touching to each other. You can place them a little lower if when you place them higher, if that feels unsafe for some reason, you can place them a little lower down. But where I want them is around the sacroiliac joint, the SI joint. And center yourself on the massage balls. Place your pelvis where it's going to be parallel to the floor. We talked about the ASIS bones, two hip bones, and the pubic bone. These bones will be parallel to the floor. If you want to make sure, take your hands to the pelvis. Right now, I find myself a little posteriorly tilted. Now let's bring more ease to the pelvis through movement to make it more centered on the massage balls. Again, we're focusing on the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals. Let's move your tailbone towards the pubic bone and your pubic bone towards your sternum, having a beautiful posterior tilt here. Now, because we have the massage balls, it's kind of easier. The massage balls are helping me to go into a posterior tilt. And then let go of the engagement, reach the pubic bone away from your belly button to bring yourself into a more centered alignment. Again, tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone, engaging the pelvic floor muscles, tilting the pelvis backwards. And then let go, reach the pubic bone away from you, bring your pelvis into a more central alignment. We will do one more time. Engaging the pelvic floor muscles, tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone. Make sure that at this point you're not grabbing through the glutes. The glutes are more superficial, meaning they're more closer to the surface. Surface, in that case, it's the skin. I don't want to engage them at this point. I am working on deeper layers of my body. I am finding that connection with the deeper layers of my body, and I'm trying to wake them up so that I can integrate them into more bigger and stronger exercises, even when it's more superficial. And then bring the pelvis back to the central alignment. Let's go back to the pelvic floor engagement. Remember two lines that we draw in our minds. Let's engage the pelvic diaphragm where those two lines cross each other. Engage the pelvic floor muscles from, like, on a scale from 1 to 10, like around 2. And then can you fully let go? Fully relax all the engagements that you have around the pelvic floor. Take a nice and deep inhale. On the exhale, engage the pelvic floor muscles again on a scale from 1 to 10, around 4 this time. And fully relax. Can you fully let go of all the muscles, all the layers of the pelvis? We will do one more, engaging the pelvic floor muscles. Now, let's engage around 8. This is not the strongest. Around 8. Let go, fully relax your pelvic floor muscles and let go. Inhale here. On the exhale, engage the pelvic floor muscles as much as necessary so that when we peel the left heel off the floor, and then when we take the left leg up to tabletop, they will be able to stabilize the pelvis. And then slowly lower your left leg down. Focus on the engagement on the pelvic floor. Now let go. Can you fully relax the engagement happening on the pelvic floor muscles? Inhale. Exhale, engage the pelvic floor muscles. Again, as much as necessary, as little as possible. Peel the right heel off the floor and then tabletop your right leg. Tuning into the pelvic floor muscles. As you lower the right foot down, let the breath flow here. And when you relax the foot on your mat, can you fully let go of the pelvic floor muscles? Breathing in, engaging the pelvic floor muscles again. Peel the left heel off the floor, and tabletop the left leg. Now let's increase the engagement on your pelvic floor muscles and tabletop your right leg. Breathing in, and on the exhale, bring your left leg down. Now, like a dimmer, we need to decrease the engagement of the pelvic floor muscles because we're only carrying the weight of the one leg, and then bring your right leg down. Now fully relax, let go of your pelvic floor muscles and feel how it feels when you let go. We will do one more round. Engage the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals. This time, only take your right leg up to tabletop, hold, breathing in. Now increase the engagement. This is really deep strengthening. And tabletop your left leg. Bring your right leg down. Decrease the engagement because you're carrying only one leg. And then lower the left leg all the way down. Now let go of the pelvic floor muscles. Breathing in. And on the exhale, open your left leg, left knee to the left side. And then rotate your pelvis to the left. Let the pelvis rotate to the left side, and if you're using the massage balls, the pelvis is coming off the balls. Engage the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals. Move your tailbone to the pubic bone, posteriorly tilt your pelvis, and then carry the left leg in. Let's do the other side. First of all, you relax the pelvic floor muscles fully. Inhale. Exhale, engage the pelvic floor muscles and rotate your right leg out to the right side while you're stabilizing your pelvic bones. And then externally rotating the leg further while you're letting the pelvis rotate all the way to your right side. Let the pelvis come off the massage balls while you're stabilizing the left leg. Engage the pelvic floor and deep abdominals. Move your tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone. Bring your pelvis back up onto the massage balls, and then your inner thigh muscles are carrying the right leg back home. Now bring your feet closer to you if you need more support. Engage the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals. Tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone. Ground your feet without grabbing through the glutes immediately. Slowly articulate, lifting the pelvis off the massage balls. Now remove them and then articulate the spine bone by bone, coming down on your back and center the pelvis. Reach the pubic bone away. Now tune into your pelvis, tune into your back muscles. How does it feel, your pelvis right now, after what we did to the tissue of your back, of your pelvis? Does it feel good on your body? Is your body happy about what happened? Engage the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals. Move the tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone. Slowly posteriorly tilt your pelvis and lift the pelvis off the floor. How does this articulation feel now on your spine? Do you feel a better force transmission through the back of the legs up to the SI joint where we place the massage balls and onto your back? Now take the massage balls again, place them where they were, or you can place them slightly higher or lower depending on how you feel. Engaging the pelvic floor muscles, tabletop your right leg. The leg bone is now directly over the hip socket. And then rotate your leg out, so externally rotating. This is called turnout, external rotation. The head of the bone is turning out. And then keep the leg and hip alignment, internally rotate the leg, meaning the head of the bone is turning in. So the foot is going out because the head is turning inwards. Bring the leg back to the center. And then slowly lower your right leg down onto your mat. Breathing in on the next exhale, engage the pelvic floor as much as necessary. Carry your left leg up onto a tabletop. Again, the knee over the hip joint. External rotation. The head of the bone is turning out. How does it feel? The head of the bone turning in. Naturally, internal rotation is more limited than the external rotation. Then bring your leg back to the center, lower your left leg down all the way, and let go of the pelvic floor muscles. This part is super important. Really relax the pelvic floor muscles when you don't need their engagement, when you're not carrying the body weight against gravity in upright position. We will do one more. Engage the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals. Tabletop your right leg again. Externally rotate your leg and explore your freedom. We don't want to push our limits. We don't want to push the freedom. You cannot push the freedom. And see how much you can rotate the leg. Then turn the head of the bone internally and tune in how much freedom you have at the hip socket. Bring your leg back to parallel. Use the pelvic floor muscles to stabilize your pelvis while lowering the leg down. Let go of the pelvic floor muscles fully. Inhale. Engage the pelvic floor muscles on the exhale. Tabletop your left leg again. External rotation. Exploring the freedom. Internal rotation. And then bring your leg back to the center. Slowly lower the leg all the way down. Move your feet closer to you. Engage the pelvic floor, deep abdominals. Move the tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone. Lift your hips off the massage balls and remove them. Slowly articulate going down bone by bone, one vertebra at a time, and then you center your pelvis. Now tune into your pelvis. How does it feel? How is your back feeling? Do you feel the pelvic floor muscles are really relaxing here when your pelvis is parallel to the floor? And we continue with the engagement of the pelvic floor. Tabletop your right leg. Externally rotate your right leg. Again, the foot towards the opposite side because the head is turning out. Maintain the external rotation. Imagine you're spiraling your inner thighs out. Slowly open the right leg to the right side, but can you maintain the external rotation happening at the hip socket? So we want to stabilize the pelvis as much as possible. And then, of course, at some point, I have to rotate my pelvis, but I want to be really aware that how far I can stabilize and when my pelvis starts to rotate. I'm spiraling the inner thighs out, really turning everything out. And this is called reverse leg float. We open the leg. And then now engaging the pelvic floor, deep abdominals, internal obliques, we bring the pelvis back to the center, still maintaining the external rotation in the hip socket. Turn the leg back home, internal rotation again. Let's do one more time. Externally rotating the leg, the head of the leg bone in the hip socket, spiraling the inner thighs out, externally rotating even more. Stabilize your pelvis, and first we open the leg to the side, the knee to the side. At some point, when it cannot go any further, you rotate your pelvis too. Spiraling, breathing in. On the exhale, bring the pelvis back home. Use the inner thigh muscles and the hamstrings. We're in internal rotation when we bring the pelvis back home. Turn the leg back into an internal rotation. Then you center the leg and lower the right foot down. Now fully let go of the pelvic floor muscles and the deep abdominals, breathing in. As you breathe out, now tabletop your left leg. Externally rotate your left leg. I will do one internal rotation on the left leg and then external rotation again. Now spiral the inner thighs out. At this point, my knee is right over my hip socket, engaging the pelvic floor muscles in order to stabilize the pelvis in parallel position on the mat, and then rotate the leg, open the leg out. So spiraling the inner thighs out right now on the left side. At some point when it cannot go further, let's rotate your pelvis all the way to the left. If that suits you, bring the knee down on your mat, breathing in. Using the pelvic floor, deep abdominals, carry the pelvis back to the center, and the leg muscles are carrying the leg back to the center. We are still in external rotation, and then slowly rotate your leg into an internal rotation. One more time. Turn out. Spiral the inner thighs out. Open the leg to the side. When you cannot go any further, rotate your pelvis to the right, to your left, breathing in. Spiraling the inner thighs out. Engaging the pelvic floor muscles, carry the pelvis back to the center on your pelvis. And then bring the leg all the way in. When the knee is over the hip joint, turn your leg back internally. And then bring it back to the parallel. Bring the left leg down all the way on your mat. Can you let go of the pelvic floor muscles fully? Move your heels, your feet closer to you in order to feel more supported. Engage the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals. Move your tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone. Press your feet down. And then slowly articulate and lift the hips up. Ground your feet. Lengthen your sit bones towards your hamstrings. So feel how that opens the front of the hip joint. Feeling the lengthening happening here in the front. It's not grabbing the glutes. It's not squeezing the glutes together. It's really lengthening the sit bones towards the hamstrings and opening the hip socket. And then slowly we articulate going down one vertebra at a time. Fully relax the pelvic floor muscles when you arrive. Re-engage the pelvic floor. Tabletop one leg, tabletop the other leg. Lift the arms up to the ceiling and then lift your head and shoulders up. Place your hands behind your knees. Pull the knees in a little towards the chest. Bend your elbows wide out to the sides. And then let's rock back and forth. Still engaging pelvic floor and the deep abdominals, reaching and elongating the back of the head and your neck, and then we arrive. Place your feet on the floor. Draw the heels toward, pull the heels towards you. Feel how the force travels all the way up to the sit bones. And then push the feet away from you and feel how the force this time travels through the front of your legs all the way up to your pelvis, and then carry yourself up on your sit bones, elongate your spine. Now let's have a seat facing me. You can cross your legs in front of you in the beginning, hands on your knees. Take a nice and deep inhale. Engage the pelvic floor muscles. Move your tailbone forward towards the pubic bone and your pubic bone up towards the sternum. Feel how that rounds your pelvis and your spine. Then use that engagement to carry yourself up on your sit bones and elongate your spine. Let's do it one more time. Tune into your hips, your spine, your pelvis. How does it feel? Engaging the pelvic floor. Pulling the tailbone, moving the tailbone forward to the pubic bone and your pubic bone up towards your sternum, tilting the pelvis backwards. Engaging using the engagement of the pelvic floor muscles and carry yourself up onto that sit bones. Articulate your spine and elongate. Let's internally rotate your right leg. I am mirror talking. And the left leg stays in external rotation. So this is a turn out, this is a turn in. Sometimes we end up having this knee opened too far to the side. If that suits your body, bring the knee a little bit more forward in front of you. And then try to lengthen that sit bone. It doesn't have to touch. Mine is not touching. Take one massage ball and place this massage ball beneath your left sit bone. And maybe move yourself a little bit to the opposite side, meaning towards your right side, so the massage ball can pin the tissue and pull it a little out. That creates a little lengthening of the tissue on the pelvic floor as well as the pelvis. Reach the arms forward and up. Try to ground your right sit bone. It's not touching for me. Maybe yours is touching. That's amazing. But if it's not touching, that's okay. Arms out to the sides. With your next inhale, bring your right arm down, take your left arm up. A long side bend. Why I'm calling it long side bend? Because I don't want you to sink to the other side. This side, the left side, is carrying the weight of my upper body against gravity. Let the tissue that is touching to the massage ball melt. And then take your left arm in front of you. When the arm passes the shoulder level, Give yourself a little push with your right hand and rotate your rib cage and your chest. Release the push, carry the left arm up, lifting your heart, lifting your sternum, and then bring your hand down onto your mat again. Reach the arms forward and up, arm arc, opening your arms into a T. We will do one more time to the same side. Bring your right arm down, take the left arm up. Can you ground your left sit bone down onto the massage ball while we are doing the longest side bend? The side bend is not only about the space between your ribs and your pelvis, but it's also about the space in between the ribs. So can you gently make the rib cage melt down towards the mat, towards your pelvis, as you create this beautiful elongation on the side. Watch your neck, don't slide the neck forward, watch for the forward head posture. So slide the neck gently back, feel the opening on the side of your body, inside of your rib cage. Bring the left arm in front of you and then rotate your chest, your head, your heart towards your right. Give yourself a little push with the right hand and then carry yourself up again into the side bend. Coming off the side bend is a domino motion, meaning the arm moves first and then the spine follows. Reach the arms forward and up. This time, keep the arms, we will rotate to the left side. Arms are reaching. Let the arms initiate the rotation and rotate yourself towards your left. Carry the arms, elongate the spine, and then coming back. Now let's rotate to the right side. Lift the arms, elongate the spine, coming back. Let's do one more time. Inhale as you rotate your head, your neck, your sternum, your rib cage towards your left with the help of your arms. Exhale, carry the arms up to the ceiling. Let the arms bring your chest, your rib cage back to the center. Inhale, rotate to your right. Let the arms initiate. Exhale, lift the arms up to the ceiling and bring your upper body to the center. Inhale, rotate yourself towards your left, and this time we will place the left hand on the floor behind you. It depends where it's going to be, is depend on how you feel comfortable. Don't make yourself to go into a too deep rotation that you're not ready yet. So place your hand on the floor where you feel comfortable. I like to keep this hand on the hip socket to give myself a little tactile feedback in the beginning. So the hand is here. Engage the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals. Move your tailbone to the pubic bone like the way we did on our back on the mat. And then feel how this opens the front of the hip joint here on the right side. And then I'm rotating my pelvis towards my left as I elongate through the whole front line and spiral myself towards my left. The left hand that is on the floor is helping me. Inhale here. On the exhale, move the tailbone to the pubic bone again, tilting the pelvis backwards. Keep opening the front of the hip joint and then carry yourself up on the right sit bone again. We will do slow one more time with the hand at the hip socket. So tilting the pelvis backwards, tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone, and then we rotate the pelvis towards the left. Feel how this rotates, feel how this opens. Can you elongate the whole spine, whole body in this spiraling movement, breathing in, and then exhale, tilting the pelvis back, opening the hip socket again, and bring yourself back home. Let's add the arm movement. Open your right arm to the right side, breathe in. Exhale, lower the right arm down, posteriorly tilt your pelvis. Let the pelvis spiral over the femur, on the right side. Reach the right arm towards your left. Pull the chin gently in. Can you feel the whole body is turning and elongating? And then tilt the pelvis backwards again. Let that movement bring you back to the center. Lift your heart, lift your chest, and open. Again, engaging, tilting the pelvis backwards. Exhale, rotate the pelvis, rib cage, head, neck, chest. Breathing in, breathing out, tilting the pelvis. Pull the abdominals in and up together with the pelvic diaphragm. Do you remember we talked about the pelvic diaphragm in the beginning of this video? Exhale, tilting the pelvis back. Rotate yourself, rotate your pelvis over the femur, and breathing into the right side of your body as you support yourself with your left hand. Exhale, tilt the pelvis. Initiate with the pelvis. When the pelvis comes back, the spine follows, the rib cage follows, and then we open. And then slowly bring your hand down. Carry yourself back up. Reach the arms forward and up. Spiral towards your left. Lift the arms up. Exhale. Inhale, spiral towards your right. Lift the arms up, exhale, open the arms into a T and lower down. Tune into the pelvis. How does it feel right now? How is the right hip joint feeling? How about the pelvic floor muscles? How are they feeling after moving them a little bit, engaging and release? Remove the massage ball. How do you feel? At the hip joint, pelvic floor. Reach the arms forward and up. Open the arms into a T. Shift your body weight to the left side. Stretch your right leg out to the side. Keep the length. And then carry your right leg in front of you as you bring your right sit bone down. And then bend your right knee in front. We're in this tailor sit. Engaging the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals, posteriorly tilting your pelvis. Pull the pelvic floor muscles in and up. And then use that engagement to carry this shape, the curled shape, up on your sit bones and then slowly elongate the whole spine. Let's do one more time. Engage the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals, posteriorly tilting your pelvis. Posterior tilt naturally creates a curve on our back, but I'm not hinging, not rounding too much with the external obliques. It's really coming from the deeper layers. Engage the pelvic floor and use the engagement on the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals. Carry yourself up on your pelvis and then using the back muscles to elongate. Let's make things even. Right and left side. Now this time you will internally rotate your left leg. And again, this knee sometimes end up being too far on the side. Can you bring it slightly in front of, a little bit in front of you? I mean, it depends where you feel comfortable. I know sometimes it can be not super comfortable in this position, but we're doing our best. The massage ball should help. Take the massage ball and place beneath your right sit bone this time, and then slightly pull yourself towards the left so that the massage ball can pin and pull the tissue to the side. Arriving and checking in. How does this side feel? Is it different than the other side? Sometimes the right and the left side of the pelvic floor muscles can be different if we have a little rotation on our pelvis. So how this is feeling for you when the right leg is in front. Reach the arms forward and up. Open your arms into a T. Lower your left arm down, take the right arm up, going into a long side bend. We call this a long side bend because we don't want to collapse. The right side of the body is carrying me against gravity. Breathing in. Bring your right arm in front of you. Let the right, when the arm passes the shoulder level, let this arm rotate your rib cage towards your left. Feel the rotation. You can give yourself a little push with your left hand. Release the push, take the right arm, coming back into the side bend, and then lower the right arm down all the way. Let the arm carry the spine to the central alignment. Again, breathing in. Exhale, reach the arms forward and up. Open the arms, inhale. Tune into the right side of your body. When we go into a side bend with an inhale, I'm not only creating space between the rib cage and my pelvis. Can you gently pull these bottom ribs down towards your pelvis so that there's a little space happening, opening in between your ribs too. Watch for the rounded spine. Can you open your heart and your chest easily in order to maintain the integrity between the back and the front? Take your right arm in front of you, elongating your spine, and feel this beautiful rotation happening on your rib cage and your spine. Give yourself a little push with your left hand, breathing in, and carry the right arm up. Carry yourself back to the center, lower the arm down, let the arm take you back into the central alignment, engaging the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals. Reach the arms forward and up. Let's add rotations. Rotate yourself towards your left as you open your arms. Grow taller when the arms are going down, and then lift the arms up, carry yourself back home. Breathing in to the right side of your body, rotate yourself to the right, and then lift yourself up, your arms up again to the ceiling. Breathe into the left side of your body as your arms rotate your rib cage to the right. Lift the arms up, exhale. Inhale, rotate yourself towards your right, and then spiral your head, chest, shoulders to the right. Now this time we will bring the hand down onto the floor. You learned the exercise on the other side. Now let's tune in. How does it feel this side, and how does it feel in your body? Take your hand to your hip joint, to your pelvis, and then posteriorly tilt your pelvis. Rotate your pelvis over the femur. Turn your pelvis, lower back, rib cage, neck, head towards your right. Pull the pelvic floor muscles up, tilt the pelvis back. Bring the left side of your sit bone down and ground. Again, hand at the hip socket, tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone. Feel the posterior tilt. Rotate the pelvis towards your right. Let the rib cage follow, and your neck, your head is spiraling towards the right side. The right arm is supporting you. Pull the pelvic floor muscles up. Engage the, move the tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone. Carry yourself back to the center. Adding on, open the arm to the side. As you breathe in, start lowering the arm down. Exhale, tilt your pelvis. Let the arm rotate, help you with the rib cage rotation. The pelvic floor muscles are tilting backwards, opening the hip joint. Lift your heart, lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale, tilt your pelvis back. Let the posterior tilt. Bring the pelvis to the center, and the rib cage will follow the pelvis as you go towards the left side. Open your heart and your chest. Again, tilting the pelvis back. Lower the left hand down, spiraling the pelvis towards your right side. Let the arm rotate your rib cage, elongate through the crown of the head. Breathing in. Tilt your pelvis back. This posterior tilt is initiating the movement of my back of my rib cage and my heart and my chest, everything. Let's do one more time. Lower the arm down, tilt your pelvis backwards, rotate the pelvis towards your right side. The arm rotates the rib cage rotates the arm. Let the posterior tilt initiate the whole coming back thing, and then bring your left sit bone down onto the mat, opening your heart, rolling the shoulders back, breathing in, and then bring the left hand down, take yourself back home. Tune into the pelvis. How does it feel right now? Reach the arms forward and up, arm arc. Let's check the spirals. Spiral yourself towards your left. Exhale and lift. Spiral yourself towards the right. Exhale and lift. Coming back, open your arms into a T and then remove the massage ball. Can you feel the difference? How does it feel now? On your pelvic floor muscles, on your hip joints, on both sides? Are you happy about what you did for your physical health? Reach the arms forward and up. Open your arms into a T. Shift the body weight to your right side and then stretch your left leg to the side. Keep the length on your leg and then bring the leg in front of you, bend the knee, and then we're arriving. Ground your pelvis. Tune into the pelvic floor muscles. Engage the pelvic floor muscles. Move your tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone. Posterior tilt will create a curve on your back. And then use the pelvic floor muscles and deep abdominals to carry that curve up on your sit bones. Then elongate the spine bone by bone. Let's do one more time. Tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone. Shift the body weight back. Carry that curve up onto your pelvis. And then your back muscles are elongating you into that tailor sit. Let's shift the body weight on your all fours, on your hands and your knees. Elongating the spine, reach the crown of the head, breathing in. On the exhale, shift the body weight back. Can you maintain the central alignment of your pelvis, of your lower back, of your rib cage, your neck and your head? Pull with the hands, shift the body weight forward, breathing in. On the exhale, can you push with the hands while you're maintaining the central alignment on your whole back? Watch for the pelvis. I really want you to focus on reaching both sit bones to the back wall and then pull with the hands, shift the body weight forward. One more time. This time I'm adding on. Shift the body weight back, pause, engage the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals. Move your tailbone to the pubic bone. Feel how that curls your back, and your pubic bone to your breastbone. Create that space. Breathe into your back. Maintain the curve as you shift the body weight on your all fours. Then let go of the curves. Go back to the central alignment of your pelvis, lower back, rib cage, neck, and your head. Again, engaging the shift the body weight back. Engaging the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals, posteriorly tilting the pelvis, creating a curve on your back. Feel how that opens your lower back tissue, lengthens and strengthens it. Use the arms to pull the body weight forward, but can you still maintain that even curve on your back? Hold. Now it's really not easy to go back and find the central alignment of your pelvis, of your lower back and your whole spine. Adding on. Let's stretch your right leg back and then open your right leg out to the right side so the toes will be facing forward. I will face you. You don't have to change anything to give you better view. So right now the right leg is extended. We are maintaining the elongation through the spine. We will do the same thing. Shift the body weight back. Can you separate your sit bones? Can you maintain the central alignment of the whole torso? Then shift the body weight forward. Again, elongating the spine. Reach the pubic bone to the back wall. Reach your sit bones to the back wall. Shift the body weight back. And then using the hands to shift the body weight forward. Let's do one more time. I will add on the curve. Shift the body weight back. Hold. Posteriorly tilt your pelvis. Create a beautiful curve on your back, elongating the spine. Meaning not just crunching, it's really maintaining space between each and every vertebra. And then shift the body weight forward. Find the length on your whole spine. Breathing in. Shift the body weight. Breathing out. Curl the pelvis under. Create a beautiful curl on your spine. Inhale and shift the body weight forward. Exhale, find the length. One last. Shifting the body weight back. Rounding the spine. Letting the head hang. Shift the body weight forward. And then find the length. If you feel comfortable doing this, if you have enough pliability on your inner thigh muscles, I will take this one step further. You can continue exactly the same way, or you can come down onto your elbows. Squaring the hips, elongating the spine. Shift the body weight back. Can you still maintain the length on your spine? Posteriorly tilting your pelvis and rounding your spine. Tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone. And then shift the body weight forward. Let go of the curl. Find the length. Again, maintaining the centered alignment on your back. Shift the body weight back. Move the tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone, round. Maintaining the curl, shift the weight forward, and then shift the weight back. One last. Maintaining the centered alignment, shift the weight back. Curl the spine like a wave, shift forward, and then find the length on your back. Come up on your hands, walk your hands in, take the right leg back, and then underneath you again. Tune into the right side and the left side of your body, your inner thighs. We will shift the body weight all the way back into a child's pose, giving the softness back to the inner thighs, back to the pelvic floor tissue. Can you let go of the pelvic floor engagement? Can you feel the softness on your inner thighs again here? Breathing in. Press your hands down. Press the shin bones down. And then carry yourself up onto your all fours. Shift the body weight back. Posteriorly tilting your pelvis. Shifting the body weight forward. And then elongate the spine. One more time. Shifting back. Rounding. Centering. And lengthening. This time, stretch your left leg back. And then open the left leg to the side. I'm facing you. Turn your toes forward. try to ground the pinky side of your left foot and feel the length coming all the way up to the hip socket. Right now, I'm really opening the sit bones wide apart while I'm here in this position. Using the arms, keep the back flat, shift the body weight back, and then shift the body weight forward. Again, elongating the spine. Reach both sit bones to the back wall, shift the weight back, shift the weight forward. One more time. Shifting the weight back, keeping the hips square and the spine centered, shifting forward. Let's add the curves. Posteriorly tilting your pelvis, tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone. Create a beautiful even curve on your back. Using the arms to shift the body weight back. Feel how this opens your lower back. Let go of the curve. Find the flat back. Still you're shifted on your back. And then shift the body weight forward. Again, move the tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone. Let the head hang. Breathe into the lower back. Use the arms to shift back. Untilt your pelvis. Lengthen your lower back, your thoracic spine, your rib cage, neck, and your head. And then we shift forward. And if this is feeling good, continue doing on your hands. If you want to take it one step further, when you're ready, come down on your elbows. Feel your spine is being really lengthened before you shift back. Your back muscles are working. Shift the body weight back. Feel the length on your inner thigh muscles and then shift the weight forward. Breathing in as you shift back, reaching both sit bones to the back wall, shift forward. Let's do one more time. Flat back, keeping the hips square, we shift the weight back and then we shift forward. Now when you're ready, adding on, keeping the back flat, shift the body weight back. Posteriorly tilting your pelvis, feeling the curve on your back, then bringing the body weight on the all fours and then elongating the spine. Reach the pubic bone to the back wall. Feel the opening on your pelvis, on the inner thigh too. And then posteriorly tilt the pelvis. Can you really initiate through the pelvic floor muscles? Make this an inside out movement, meaning we first engage the inner structures and then finding the elongated long spine. One last time, flat back, shifting back, beautiful curve. Tailbone to the pubic bone to the breastbone round. Shift the weight forward on your all fours and then you lengthen this whole spine. Press up. Walk your hands in and then take your leg, the left leg back and bend the knee in. Let's bring the softness, the fluidity back into the tissue. Shifting the whole body weight into a nice child's pose. When you're ready, press the shin bones. Carry the hands closer to you and shift the body weight onto your all fours. Now we will posteriorly tilt the pelvis, shift the body weight back, draw the hands towards you, and then ground your feet, articulate and come up into the high kneeling position. We did this one before in the previous video. Let's do this again. Take your hands on your hip socket, elongate the spine. Fold from your hips, reach the pubic bone and the tailbone to the back wall. Sit back and curl up, carry yourself up. Can you ground your knees while you're lifting the ASIS bones, your pubic bone and your sternum up? Center, fold, breathing in, As you sit back, curl the pelvis under, grounding the knees. Let the front line lift you up and center. We will do one more time. Fold, sit back and curl up, carrying yourself all the way up, and then finding the length on your spine again. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this one.